They believe that Britain would have allowed or put pressure on Nigeria to have so that they would end up having
Mazirap.
yeah.
Don't analyze this point yet. Wait, let him finish because we have more point to pick from him to educate us.
Is
I
it
don't
right?
wait. Don't dig inside yet. Because it's a
No, the point I want to make, he never even mentioned them, but it is something very, very important, very, very important. I will still repeat it if it comes. I will for him to respond to it. Now, he was hoping that like others like him were hoping that the Great Britain would have been able to put pressure on Nigeria so that they will have a free and fair election. Now, even though there was no free and fair election, and it is evident to the cat and to the rats that there was no free and fair election, and Catriona Liang, the vampirous commissioner, British High Commissioner in Nigeria, went ahead and tweeted, as we were informed here by our brother, tweeting in congratulations to Nigeria for the election. Now, instead of her to be tweeting to condemn the election, because everybody know that in Abuja there was no free and fair election, ballot boxes were snatched, people were attacked, and then there was no free and fair election, even in Abuja. In Lagos, where her second highest office is, where she frequents often, there were attacks here and there. Ballot boxes were snatched, people were attacked, people were not allowed to vote. So many celebrities that she knows were crying that their names were not even in the ballot papers. In some of the ballot centers, P2B's Labour Party this thing was not on the ballot paper. Katrina Lang is aware of it. And yet, it's the...
Ralph, make I ask you one thing. Make I
finish make I land now.
No. I want make you help join and make you join wetin I want ask you for wetin you dey talk dey go. This Catrolina Lang, do you think both the woman and the England, London, UK, do you think they were looking for free and fair election? Have you forgotten that all they want is for election to go on, whether everybody died or not? It's not their business, is just that election has taken place. Finish. Even if everybody dies, it's not their business.
I know. That's where I'm going to. That's why I said you should allow me to land. This woman, instead of her to have gone on every social media or gone to the national TV and begin to cry foul that there was no election in Lagos, there were no elections in Abuja, that it was not all a charade, she should have gone everywhere and begin to scream that in Ekiti, the results were already out on the 20th. The results that came out today from Ekiti had already been published since on the 20th. And Katrina Leang is already celebrating what? Celebrating a charade? Celebrating. This is so absurd. And people that have seen this thing now are not already screaming to high heavens to say, look, these people are just evil. So what you just wanted was, let it be that they just say the election. Even if everybody was killed in Lagos, Katrina Liang will still come out and validate election. Just because INEC said election will hold. And then, even though, in fact, as far as Katrina Liang was concerned, the marshalling out of military men on the streets of Abuja, in the streets of Lagos, and the 400,000 military men in Biafra land means that the election held. They were able to stop protests. They were able to stop IPOB. Then election held. Can you imagine this evil? She's not even ashamed of herself going on social media to celebrate a charade. People were bleeding. People were injured. People had knife cuts. People had bonfires in Port Harcourt. I saw videos where people were being shot on the streets in Port Harcourt. Is that what Katrina Liang is celebrating on Twitter? Oh my God.
Rap, calm down.
All right, my people, men of the people,
People of the people, I greet all of you. You know, Simon made it re-emphasize, say, talk 777. He say he no go pass 7, but I surprised say now 7 don't knock, go half. We never see him. Now one of those says one meeting don't hold him, one appointment don't hold him. But we know we will see hold on a little to see if he's coming online. If he's not coming, we will decide on what to do. But I believe he is coming. Maybe he could come late. Maybe if we reach here 1 hour, we'll have to stop and then maybe join him when he comes back again. So I don't know who they there, who want follow me. Make we holler am for 1 hour again. Who they here? Mazi Sonny, they there. Battle Cry, you they there. Mazi Sonny, Vam Vam Vam, you they ready?
I never read the show.
Ah, okay. Anyway, no
I just
problem.
enter house.
Nothing that happen. We go on. I go try hold the ground reach like next 30 or 20 minutes. Make I see how we go. Meanwhile, all this will be you feel greet Biafra so since you day here or make I they go on.
Yeah, make I greet Biafrans, fellow Biafrans. With the greet una, we know they throw away the salute. We they give una the salute, una deserve them. Una deserve all the salutes. This one my picture be like person when just jump out of Molo. Make I go down and
Hey,
okay, blast it.
it dey better now. It dey better now. It dey
The
okay.
way the team be like person jump out from Oshodi. Oshodi. Hey, fellow Biafrans, it can only get better. I want to assure you all that our worst days are over. The rest of our lives is the best of our lives. We are in for a better days ahead because Biafra is here. And so you get some videos when I see now, I can't ask myself. You say people where really they follow our Mazi NNAMDI Kanu, they reserve some of the videos. Everything when they happen, Mazi NNAMDI Kanu don't talk. You don't talk everything. There's a video I just saw this evening now where Mazi NNAMDI Kanu said that it is only INEC that have a say to your election. Your PVC have nothing to say for you. And now not being this, not being the play out. These are things that Mazi NNAMDI Kanu have told you ever since. And he told you that look, there is no way election can hold again. That is why when you see people telling you that Mazi NNAMDI Kanu, did not say we should be against election, you begin to know how demented they are. Man, Simon Ekpa is live. I've seen the notification.
I don't know whether we'll go stop this one, enter another one though.
You don't enter, just see the notification now. So that is it. Once you go, maybe we'll stop this one, enter another one now, and maybe now go.
No, I think saying the enter immediately. Okay, Ralph. Make I end this one, then we'll start another one. He say make I no stop. He say make I no stop.
Okay, there's somebody no stop him. Maybe you should can still continue with this one. It's okay.
They say make I no stop him. So make we see who comes. Since still they play, in just they come, he never even start. He just enter. But meanwhile, okay. You never dey long. I don't dey here for close to 1 hour. But all the same, make we move.
But
We move.
You don't there for 30 minutes, 37 minutes. Now you don't dey live.
He no mean. All of them are the same video. Simon no go last. He no go tell because he say na just be highest 1 hour. So now see waiting all these people where they fight electronic media no work. They go redo election. Make una hear with una ear. Waiting INEC, waiting Senate tell you say they voting they no agree, they no know about electronic. Make una listen on self, make una hear them, make una listen. What would they tell una say they go chop your everything you know they hear. Listen.
In the Electoral Act that we passed, there is nothing like electronic transmission because transmission is when you vote and it goes to the server. What we have passed, and I can recollect this vividly because I read that act when it was a bill several times, is to transfer after all the paperwork that we normally do are done. The agents and everybody there, security, everybody will have the papers. INEC will snap or scan or snap the result sheet and transmit or transfer or whatever it is. That whether it is transmit or transfer is that thing that is captured with beavers, the results. And for me, my understanding is if any result that was captured and sent differs from something gotten somewhere, that one is illegal. And only the courts, it's not us here that can do. So we urge INEC to follow the Electoral Act. And for me, my understanding is if any result that was captured and sent differs from something gotten somewhere, that one is illegal. And only the courts, it's not us here that can do. So we urge INEC to follow the Electoral Act and other laws or their guidelines. That's all.
Thanks for checking out Symphony on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for
21st century. These people they talk about Stone Age, even better past this one when they talk. So
Nigeria piago ha mgbada wụrụ awụ n'isi. Hey, Chineke mere ebere.
Mazi, or Mazi Nabgarosina, Zoo allowed me. Zoo allowed me.
Nigeria apịago obi mgbada wụrụ awụ n'isi. Ọ pịatọla ha. Ọ pịakwasịala ha azụ n'omesi. I'm gonna know what is someone that come. Whatever result they give you, you must take it by force. So they say you must take the INEC result by fire by force. Your prayer not the work. Go pray more. Go do more all night to come back. Because you see, when we know they hear, now they tell you say electronically, they tell Charlie Boy and so many even wicked, they tell they say your name no appear for system for electronic. Now it don't reach for result. They can't tell you say electronics they important, they no pass the bill. You see, these people can use your brain, turn them upside down. Who you want follow? Nigeria. Funani. Yeah. That is it. When we talk on know here. When they go court. Go court. Make it go court, may they see you. Somebody that asked me what happened for 247. 247 no 247 ha apia ndị YouTube pịara mgbada nwụrụ anwụ n'isi ebe ahụ. So I dey run for them. I dey go Chris now. Even just really this afternoon they knock me bawam. Every corner they fight me. Just read they don't hammer and bah. They say I show video where they born election. I be where they do what they say. They good. They say the content they good for people. Say why I show that kind of thing. Therefore, we suspend you. I say which kind of thing now? Every little thing now suspend, do suspend it, suspend. Edekele Shiku, you and your generation rest in peace. Your mama rest in peace. Your papa rest in peace. You rest in peace. Everything about you rest in peace. Your financial income rest in peace. Does it mean say no limit there for this? Shooks, you dey here. Grip Biafrans now.
Are they here? Are they here? Oh, hey, Biafra. Hello, can you hear me?
If you want talk, you talk now.
Excuse me. Oh, hey, Biafra. Thank you. Good evening once again, wherever you're watching from.
But Biafrans, I salute you. I'm still having, I don't know what is happening with my volume here. I can't hear clear, so I'm trying to set up something.
Okay, set it up. We are here. We are waiting for you.
Yeah.
Okay, battle cry, go on.
Right. Thank you for having me in the show tonight, and we are glad that things are turning out good for our sake. And as case may be, we are here tonight to bring much things to show the Biafran people that the freedom is real, and our agitation is yielding out good fruit. And nonetheless, we are not going to relent in what we are doing. Our leader is there, Mazi is there feeding information through whatever means. Let me not go straight to the point. But at the same time, our spokesperson is coming on online tonight, and we will listen to him. Please, if you have your pen and paper, take things down, because when it is time for State of the Nation broadcast, it is a bundle of intel, and other information that will be useful for you and I. And I thank you again. Please always stay with us and support what we are doing, and make comments, ask questions, because we are not here for bar anybody for asking questions, because the reason why we are here is for you, and the reason why you come online is for us. So we appreciate your viewing and visiting as well. Thank you very much, and we'll be commenting more things as good. Thank you. Over to you, Ugo.
There were. Okay. Mazi issues. You are not ready yet. Okay, Mazi Sonny there. Because I want put Simon where it go big. Make Biafrans know say we are watching Simon. So Biafrans, like I was saying, for now, if you dey look for me, you go see me 247 Facebook, or you go see me Ugo Christ for YouTube. Now there me I dey. This na the second program why they run there today. And I go there try go YouTube, Facebook sometimes direct, because people are calling. People are calling. So we are moving. We are moving. So we are still waiting for Simon to come. We are not relenting, Biafra or nothing. Like I tell you before, we know they go back. We know they retreat. We know they surrender. We know they retreat. We know they surrender. So if you get anything where they bother you, no worry about it. All you need to do, join what we are doing in bringing Biafra, join what we are doing in restoring Biafra. Is Biafra or nothing? I'm telling you the truth. It's just Biafra or nothing. So if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Now the truth be that one. So my people, we go still wait. Make Simon come, make I no go begin the talk, make it no be like saying I me the when I come watch this very evening. Now Simon will come look, no be me. So we must continue. People, we must continue. Battle Cry, if you get anything to talk, you are free. Oh.
Yes, concerning the short clip you just displayed just now, I'm sorry for the viewers. I can't come out on the camera at the moment. Let me sort things out. Then I will show my.
You the eat beans.
No, I'm not eating anything. I just have something that I'm working on with here. And my hand is full, but I can still talk. Yes. Meanwhile, there was one short clip. Where a judge we select was making a comment or just throwing a claim how they strategize the electoral act and all that. But at the same time, he's lying to himself where he said the the method of voting is not digital, saying that what is uh, election by digital means is a way you interpret, then it will record on the server. It's lying. According to the Electoral Act, I can remember how it was drafted that when electoral officer collected the results, after recording it, then it will key in the main results from the material he collected so far into the computer, and it will register in the ILEC server. So I don't know why you just trying to. You see, one thing about Nigeria is that each of everything they must file excuse. Do you remember when they tackled this Buhari that he doesn't have a YS certificate, where the rule of law said for someone to contest the post of the president, the person must be a school site holder. So when it's time now to like probe him because he didn't provide a school site certificate, after he claimed that he went to secondary school and he finished and got his school site. Do you know it was Festus Kayogo who came out, openly on national television, said, yes, the law said that someone contesting the office of the president must have a school site certificate, But the law didn't say the person must provide it tangibly or physically. Hey, do you see how they are manipulating people? So if law said that somebody who is contesting for office of the president must be a school site holder, then being a school site holder, are you going to be reminded to provide that school site physically? Okay, when you claim that you have it, can you prove it? But Festus Kaibo said that law said the person must have a school site, but the law didn't say that the person must tender it to the authority. You see how they are manipulating it. I didn't get the full message of this this judge we select. I didn't get it fully, but maybe I have to listen to it again. I get.
What do you not get there? He have told you, you go into court in the name that the beaver is did not work. That they never pass any bill of electronic voting. That the only voting they passed, that the bill they signed they passed is the bill of you can snap the results and the show. When you snap the result, you can snap the result after the election, and then you bring it, you forward it for easier record purpose. No be say you go put am for anything. They say they no pass that bill. Na wetin him talk. He say that one they no pass am.
That is analog then. How can that be?
Na me dey tell you, say na analog they never enter digital. He say they no enter any digital. Na wetin him tell you be that one.
For how many years?
Now you know this one.
For how many years?
Now you sabi. Now you know. No consign am. I don't tell you as e be.
Do you
like?
Do you know? Do you know this thing? Our people said that Aladehoma Burundes is true. I've been battling with. I think I have said this on this show before. You know, I've been battling with.
Wait. Simon has started the national anthem. Make we open the microphone.
All right.
Northwest Muslim, you have Senate President, Northeast Muslim, you have INEC Chairperson, Northwest Muslim, you have Speaker of the House of Representatives, Southwest Muslim, you have Chief of Air Staff, Northeast Muslim, Minister of Defense, Muslim North, Chief of Army Staff, Northeast Muslim, Inspector General of Police, North Central Muslim, National Security Advisor, Northeast Muslim, Director, National Intelligence Agency, Muslim North, Director General, SSS, Northwest Muslim, Comptroller General of Immigration, Northwest Muslim, Comptroller General of Customs.
Discrimination, bringing about tribalism into our mind. Oh, come on. That is not what we are out for. And that is why we will keep fighting till what we are looking for is achieved. Please, this man should be returned back to Kenya because he was kidnapped to this place. If I was being kidnapped, I would not be happy.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we're making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this day State of the Nation broadcast as I address the Biafra people and friends of Biafra people and those who embrace freedom all over the world. I welcome you this day, the 28th day of February 2023, as we mark the successful end to the civil disobedience of sit at home in protest against the fraudulent election in Nigeria, and as Biafra people have spoken in a very strongest term. I welcome you this evening as anger and many Biafrans and Nigerians are outraged about the outcome of the just concluded fraudulent election by the Nigeria state. I welcome everyone. I acknowledge all the ethnic nationalities, all the indigenous nationalities in Nigeria, the Hausas, the Yorubas, the Igbos ethnic nationality of Biafra, the Ijos part of Biafra, the Efik, the Urobos, and so on. I believe many of you are watching this program today as we gathered on the platform today. For the audience, especially for those of you watching and listening from Nigeria, I want to acknowledge the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra, the elders from the Igbo ethnic nationalities. I want to acknowledge the chiefs from the Igbo extraction. I want to acknowledge the Igwes, the village heads, the Eze, the Ozos of Igbo. I want to acknowledge our clergymen from the Igbo part of Biafra land. And then finally, I want to acknowledge the Biafra people at large. I am beaming in from my beautiful snow country, Finland. I pay my respect to all our elders, past, present, and emerging elders this evening. I hope you all are enjoying yourself and looking forward to the disappointment that Nigeria brings to the table. It is not a surprise to us, the Biafra people. That's the reason why we stand firm, we stand our ground to make sure that we do not validate Nigeria. It is very good that you have tried your best to see whether you can build a house in a faulty foundation. I'm not here to mock you. I'm not here to praise those who have dealt with you. I'm not here to validate Nigeria election. But hopefully, those who did everything possible to go into this election will now be enjoying the fraudulent outcome of the Nigeria election. My speech today on this State of the Nation will be completely different from what you have heard from me. My speech today will center on the reconciliation and the unity of Biafra people, specifically the unity of Igbo. The Igbo-speaking part of Biafra. I want to thank Biafra people who obeyed and listened to our sit-at-home in civil disobedience against Nigeria election. We recorded about 90% of compliance in the sit-at-home, and we recorded success. I want to thank you for believing in me. I want to thank you for believing in the truth. And I want to thank you for standing on the truth, for standing on the path that will lead to our freedom. I want to also thank those who disobeyed the sit-at-home and those who went ahead to validate the Nigeria election. I want to thank you, because without you, we will not know the truth. Without you today, the world will not know how corrupt and how bad the system of Nigeria is. Without you going to the street in disobedience to the Biafra freedom, the world will finally not know the truth. So I thank you for disobeying the order and making sure that your actions, your attitude have exposed Nigeria to the maximum. I appreciate you for allowing God to use you, your strong head, to make this voice heard all over the world. I want to specifically thank Peter Obi for making himself available to God to be used for the final stretch to be to expose the injustice, the inequalities, the marginalization, and how Nigeria despises Igbo and Biafra people at large. I want to thank Peter Obi for making himself available for that task, because without him going to the election, some of the people that want my head, some of the people that want me killed, including those that placed bounty on my head wouldn't know the truth. So I thank P2B against all odds for making himself available so that Nigeria will further expose themselves to the world. The fraud called election has created mass upheaval, and people everywhere are now questioning the system, that what else could exist to combat the rampant Nigeria inequalities, dangerous diversities, and form just and a fair society. This state of the nation is a timely reminder to ask ourselves, what is reconciliation? What is the intention, the meaning of the word? Where has it come from and where it can take us to? My State of the Nation broadcast today centers on the reconciliation of the Biafra and Igbo-speaking part of the Biafra people. I want you to understand that we have just concluded our successful sit-at-home today. Today is the last day of the sit-at-home, and we recorded 100% compliance in the sit-at-home. During the election, 90% because many people went out and casted their vote. I want to inform you today that it is only in Biafra land that you did not record any violence during this election as a result of the measures that the Biafra people took during this election. The measure is that we decided to sit at home, and few people who decided to disobey this order went out and casted their vote without any harassment, without any intimidation from any Biafra agitators, from Biafra Liberation Army, without any problem in any part of Biafra land. Rather, where we recorded electoral violence is in the other part of Nigeria, in the southwest, in the northwest, in the northeast, and other parts of Nigeria witnessed many deaths of innocent Nigerians, and that were averted in Biafra land. I want to thank Biafra Liberation Army for not interfering in any way in disrupting or trying to disturb the people who disobeyed the sit-at-home order, because in the past they have accused us that it was us that always go after those who disobeyed the order. Meanwhile, it has been the Nigeria state, but because the election have taken their interest or taken their eye away from the people in Biafra land because of the sit-at-home, so they could not unleash the mayhem on Biafra people. Rather, they unleashed the mayhem on other parts of Nigeria, as we can see. So I'll use the opportunity to thank the Biafra Liberation Army. I thank Biafra agitators and those who are involved, especially in our security, that make sure that there were no electoral violence around Biafra territory. The way Nigeria state conducted their election, which Catherine Lang, the British ambassador, has been campaigning and championing and supporting this election for the Nigeria state, and then also the reaction from different observers from international organizations have shown that Nigeria has failed. The way the observers from the European Union, the comments coming from the European Union and other observers, and the recent released by the ECOWAS is a confirmation that Nigeria has failed. What we should be talking about today is a way forward to avert the impending danger and doom that will befall Nigeria in a few weeks' time. The international community must understand that Nigeria is not a country you can suppress. Those who found themselves in the Nigeria territory and who call themselves Nigerians are mad people. And sometimes when they have had enough, you can't manage them. And this issue of the election is one of the incidents that has happened and the effect will not be managed at the end of the day. We witnessed the worst irregularity, including ballot box snatching by the state and political actors and their thugs. While the Nigeria police watches them, the continued disenfranchisement of Igbos in different parts of the country, from north, west to east, where they were threatened if they vote a particular tribal candidate or not allowed to vote at all. Some of the Igbos in Nigeria were turned back by the state-sponsored thugs and criminals, while the Nigerian security agents watch them perpetuate all those crimes against Igbo people. The aftermath attack of Igbo Biafrans in some part of the country, Nigeria, after the election, due to their support for a particular candidate, is unacceptable by the Biafra people, and I believe the international community have taken a very big consideration and know that it can never be acceptable by anybody. The inefficiency of the Nigeria State INEC, where the BVN was never issued to capture or upload election result as expected, leading to some political parties such as PDP, Labour Party, to walk out from the collection pronouncement area of INEC when they were calling the result. These are the issues that made Biafra people to call for the boycott of the Nigeria fraudulent election, and today we have been vindicated. But the question here is not about the vindication. We are not interested about the vindication, but we are interested about the lasting solution of the people of the Niger area, those who find themselves in this evil entity called Nigeria. What is going to be the solution? That is what Biafra people are interested in. Lasting solution. The missing of people names at their registered polling unit during accreditation that led to many of those registered voters not participating in the election and thereby disenfranchised. The report of different types of ballot papers used at different polling centers by different INEC officials proved by state actors to further manipulate the election figures. It is something that the Biafra people know from the beginning, which led to the reason why we decided not to validate Nigeria fraudulent election. The lack of transparency to allow party agents access to final voting numbers at the different locations and the inherent discrepancies between what was voted and what INEC reported. The abuse of Biafrans, flogging by the Nigeria state, captured on social media for expressing that they do not want to participate in the fraudulent election. We all watch how some Biafrans were flogged by the Nigeria security agencies for doing nothing. We watch how they lie some people on the floor, and they were abusing and physically abusing them and flogging them with African koboko. The abuse of Biafrans is not acceptable by us. We want to also call your attention to the numbers of vote. Numbers of vote in Biafra territory, it is very important that everybody take the note to know how many people voted in Biafra land. This is very, very important. I want the world to know that Biafra spoke in a very strong term that they have not validated this particular election. Today, I do not know whether the INEC have actually announced the result. I do not know because the result is fraud. But let me inform you today that according to the information and the intel that we have at our disposal, the APC terrorist group and terrorist party being led by Tinubu has won the election with over 9 million votes, while Atiku is second with over 6 million votes, and P2B is third with over 5 million votes. you can pay attention to the vote casted in Biafra territory, starting from the largest part of the Biafra land, from the Igbo, the 5 states. You can calculate how many people that registered for vote and how many people casted their vote. That will give you a kind of clue and picture of those who may vote against the referendum and those who will vote for the referendum. In Enugu State, for example, over 2 million registered voters, 480 something accredited, while 1.6 million people refused to participate in the election on their own, registering our civil disobedience. So the number that decided not to validate the Nigeria election in Biafra territory outnumber the people that went out to vote. I just want to make you understand this. It does not matter, even if they come out, there are 2 million come out to vote P2B, they will still manipulate the election because we know they will never allow Igbo man to rule. I want you people to understand that the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu, after the Monday result, continued to lead, but today they have finally concluded that he got a total number of votes, a total number of 9,352,001 vote, while Atiku got 6,806,564 vote, while P2B got 5,086,397 vote. All those numbers are fraud, fake, and scam. They are never real. Now, going to the main topic and the main topic of my speech today to the Biafra people is what I call the reconciliation. To reconcile, especially those who think that we were doing the wrong thing. We were never doing the wrong thing. We meant good and we meant well for the Biafra people and for the future of the Biafra land. To reconcile was needed the moment the country called Nigeria was colonized. In another time of a grape of fever, it shall have occurred through a process of settlement between all ethnic nationalities and the people and the British colonial forces. Agreement should have been made based on the recognition of our unique and equal right as people that owns the land, especially those indigenous nationalities in Nigeria, the custodian of this land and waters of the old Eastern Nigeria, living within distinct socio-economic, political, and spiritual system and structure. But those first moment of the encounter did not result in any substantive agreement making between our people and the British company called the Royal Niger, with our very different conception of nationhood. This was a grave mistake that must be corrected this year at all costs. This mistake that the Britain made, that everybody agreed that the Nigeria state was forcefully joined together without a consent of every ethnic nationality, without a consensus, is something that must be corrected this year. So you have participated in election and do not say that, oh, you expected something differently to happen. No, the foundation is faulty. That is why Simon Ekpa and Biafra people and Mazi Kanu is in prison today, because he is trying everything to correct the faulty foundation to make things better. So you are going to practice a true democracy. Today, Nigeria do not have democracy. This was a grave mistake that must be corrected this year at all costs, 2023. Too frequently, as we all know, violence erupted and atrocities were tactically condoned and then buried while institutionalized the discrimination was entrenched. Marginalization of our people and allowing generational disadvantage to take hold and inequalities to grow. This has been the mistake of the British, and Fulani Caliphate followed it up. And with this impunity, you can never have a progressive country. A country where you have a generational disadvantage and also a generational inequalities. And you allow this generational disadvantage and generational inequalities to grow. You can never make peace. You can never have peace. You can never have tranquility. You can never have progress in such country. And that is exactly what Nigeria represents. That is what Biafra is fighting against. Over the decades and centuries, the need for reconciliation took on a new and urgent dimension of the truth-telling to halt the perpetration of injustice and the right, past and the ongoing wrong through proper compensation and the incorporation of Biafra right and self-determination into the fabric of the Nigeria state has also failed. We listened to Gowon after the war when Gowon said that the reconciliation process has started. That was a scam. Today, the Biafra generation, of which I am part of, have risen up to say there were never a reconciliation. The Igbo people speaking part of Biafra were never reconciled with Nigeria. And those who try to go into the election to see whether Igbo man will become a president, I believe by now we have been vindicated that with the current setup of Nigeria, you are not welcomed. You fought the wrong fight. You attacked the wrong person. You saw Simon Ekpa as your enemy, but today, I do not know the face and the mind you will use to say what happened to you for the past 3 days. Our former use of word reconciliation was born from the tremendous history and a burning need for a process to arrive at a structural settlement between our Biafra nation, all government, and the Nigeria and the British public. In 1970, when Gowon received Effiong and his group, a commitment for a true reconciliation was made to a treaty, and we had promised that this process could soon take shape, but that never happened till date. You agree with me that after the pronouncement of reconciliation by Gowon, General Gowon, in 1970, while he was receiving General Effiong as a group, brought in by Obasanjo, according to Gowon, said captured Biafra army, that reconciliation never took place. That is the Nigeria system that we are rejecting today. A process of courageous acceptance of a woeful living history that has treated us apparently where hard truths are voiced and heard, and the nation does not turn away in anger, but grieves and learns reconfiguring its identity to be and to do better beyond reconciliation. But the gate of the board to Biafra ahead did not open as they should have. But today, the case is different. I now honestly believe that the Biafra Yoruba public is almost ready to take the next step, as momentum is building, and never should we allow the Fulani Nigeria government to shut the possibility down with fear or instilling fear in our people. Today, as a result of this election, the momentum is gathering, and I am urging Biafra and Yoruba people never to allow Fulanis to instill fear in them. What you are going to see next is the Taliban of Nigeria. We do not want to allow that to happen. I want you all to stand firm, stand very strong, and let your voice heard this time around in all way possible. There is no other way to reflect on this time other than our political system and structure will never work. People are not brave enough to state the truth that the system is being designed for Islamic State of Nigeria. We now live in an unsettled nation with grievances that will never be reconciled until we have a process, political settlement called referendum for Biafra exit by declaration. I want you to understand that we must not allow Nigeria to continue to put disunity, to continue to divide and rule us. And for that reason, I recognize and want to acknowledge the elders of Ndibo. Those who place bounty on me, I forgive you. Those who call for my head, I forgive you. Those who say Simon Ekpa must be killed for trying to speak the truth and save the Biafra people, I forgive all of you. I will never sit back and watch Fulani and Taliban of Nigeria use our differences to conquer us. The fight to liberate you from Nigeria just started. The only thing I ask you people to do is to understand that I continue to remain the good guy. Mazi and Kanu continue to remain the good guy. What we want is the best of our people. We know that the modus operandi of the Fulani is to divide and rule. But this time around, it's not divide and rule, but rather divide and conquer. We will never sit back and allow that to happen. Let me be clear. What Gowon did in the 70s was not reconciliation. It is all but a word that has simply been co-opted to hide a political refusal to reform structure so that they can guarantee our equal place in the building of a modern caliphate of Nigeria. Of course, over this period, there have been worthy and ongoing attempts to Islamize us through different projects sponsored by Saudi Arabia by using Islamic Bank to loan money to the old Eastern Nigeria, Christian-dominated state of the old Eastern Nigeria. As important as they are, and they have brought many of you to the political and economic settlement, so there can be driving force for self-determination. And to do that, we have got to put the big agenda back on the table. And remember, Biafra have their place, but reconciliation is far more than this word. I want you people to understand that we must put our differences aside. Some of the governors in the Southeast have used a loan from Islamic Bank to build roads. They have used loan from Islamic Bank to build the infrastructures you have in the Southeast today. And those loans have not been repaid. What it means is that indirectly, the Islamic Bank is, having the share of the road you are using today. If that money is not repaid by these governors, Islamic Bank have the direct influence over the infrastructure that many governors have built today. I want you to know that we have this fact and we know how to handle them. We may have not been ready 20 years ago for what our people were proposing for this freedom. For the past 20 years, we may have not been ready. But I know Biafra is ready now. The just concluded fraud-called election has reawakened everyone to the need for a fundamental reset in the relationship between Biafra people and all the Nigeria government. It is a unifying poetic call to strive to true justice, reminding us all that Biafra people are not the problem. The election that you just witnessed now have further reminded us that Biafra people were never the problem. The problem lies in the structural inequality and exclusion of the Nigeria state, where we are not ever given the authority and capacity to make decisions that impact our lives. I want you to understand that there is nothing you can do for you to be part of making decisions in Nigeria. The time to make impact and save your future is now. The Biafra people have built a very strong structure in Biafra land, that all you need to do is to understand that we are actually serious. I want to inform Igbo elders today, being led by Okwadike, that the time to throw blames is over. I want to inform Okwadike, which is the leader of the Igbo Elders Council, that Biafra have built a very strong structure on ground, a very strong security structure that they do not know what they have. The time to liberate Biafra is now. Like I've said, those who call for my head are forgiving you. Those who say that I should be killed are forgiving you. What I am targeting is bigger than throwing blames. What I am targeting is bigger than the revenging. What I am targeting is bigger than vengeances. What I'm targeting is freedom. Freedom of Biafra people. And the foundation that is going to lead us to this freedom has been built in a very strong way. You may be in Nigeria, but you do not know the structure and the foundation that we have built in Biafra land. You may be seeing us ranting on social media, but you do not know the foundation and the structure that we have built on ground. I want to inform you that we have built a very strong foundation that I can declare Biafra tomorrow and defend it. And on this reason, for this note, we are giving the opportunity to all those people who have been now, whose their eyes are now clear, that there is still opportunity to know that Nigeria is not for you. I want you to understand that another opportunity and chances is being given to everyone today to understand that we are not asking you to come and do anything. We are saying that we have what it takes to defend Biafra land, and we have what it takes to declare Biafra tomorrow. But remember, a tree cannot make a forest. We need you, and you need us. You cannot fight and become anything in Nigeria without the forces that we have. You cannot fight and become anything in Nigeria or liberate yourself from Nigeria without the structure that we have built so far. We know that some of you think that you were doing the right thing by sabotaging the security of the Biafra Liberation Army, thereby betraying the future and the struggle for Biafra. I am telling you today that after this incident that has happened, we want to give you a second chance. You have been forgiven. Those who think that I am a monster, I am not a monster. But let me tell you, Nigeria is a fraud. Nigeria is an evil country. Nigeria is a country that are full of mad people. And you need a mad person to liberate you from Nigeria. And I have chosen myself, volunteered myself to be used to liberate Nigeria. And I'm going to do it, with or without you. So for the fact that the land of Biafra is with me and with the people that I'm working with, for the fact that we have been able to build this structure without you, we are going to succeed without you. But what we need to do now is that we need to be very serious. And I want you people to understand that we are actually serious and we mean business. Like I said, when we declare Biafra, it is going to affect you. So the best thing is that you understand that we are fighting for your good. Nigeria is never for you, and the time is now, and the door is open. Irrespective of the fact that a lot of people may not agree with me, but I'm making this particular judgment with all sense of belonging and with my heart, with my whole heart. I am pouring my heart today to the Biafra people that all the elders that have betrayed me, betrayed Biafra struggle, all the groups that have betrayed the Biafra struggle, the opportunity is here for you. Of course, it is not every person that we are going to open the door for. There are people that we can never open the door until when Biafra come, we are going to settle our differences. But the group that the door is being open for now are the political leaders, the elders, the Igwes, the Ohaneze, the Elders Council, led by Okwadike, and all political leaders from the southeast of Nigeria, and also those from the south-south part of the Biafra. I want to inform you that if Pandef can endorse Obi, Pandef can also endorse Biafra. If Ohaneze can endorse Obi, Ohaneze can also endorse Biafra. The time has come. If Afenifere can endorse Obi, Afenifere can also endorse Biafra and endorse Yoruba nation now. It is going to be for the benefit of everybody. When Nigeria disintegrates, we will be able to progress according to our culture and value system. We will be able to make decisions in a true democracy where everybody will understand and respect each other. I want people to understand that when this issue happened, sorry for that, I want people to understand that when we have this opportunity to make differences in our life, we have to harness it. All right, I'm sorry for that because I have some kind of disturbance here. We may have not been ready 20 years ago for what our people were proposing, but I know Biafra is ready. The just concluded fraud called election has reawakened everyone to the need for a fundamental reset to the relationship between Biafra people and in all Nigeria government. It is a unifying poetic call to strive for justice, reminding us all that Biafra people are not the problem. The problem lies on the structural inequality and the exclusion where we are not ever given the authority and capacity to make decisions that impact our lives. For political and business leaders still hesitant at the start line, trust me, it is time to take leaps required to catch up the overwhelming public support for our Biafra nation. Voices to be permanently enshrined into the structure that form the enact national policy and legislation in the old Eastern region. When the voice is established in whether form that takes institutions, organization, state, and territory, government and the non-government sectors need to be prepared and willing to respond. Like I said, if Pandef can endorse Obi, they can as well embrace and endorse Biafra now. If Ohaneze can endorse P2B, they can embrace and endorse Biafra now. Likewise, the Yoruba nation. It is time to recognize the fact that Nigeria can never walk again. The processes are already taking hold across every state and territory. In Biafra land, we have the development of the empowerment strategy and the establishment of representative structure, and the treaty making is underway. And arrangements are being legislated to ensure Biafra people are leading the dialogues. We are enlived again to the nation of the relationship building, which site at the heart of reconciliation. I hope this evening you can all feel it in the room around you. The desperate, overwhelming need to come together to admit in complete honesty that whatever approach we embarked on hasn't worked, and it is time to reset. And we can do it. I want you to understand that every attempt you have done to be recognized by the Nigeria state has all been fruitless, and it will never work. And let me tell you, it is going to get worse. The position you take now determines what happens between now and December. This is where we all have responsibility for reconciliation. Legislative process are entirely necessary, but they mean nothing without our human involvement. It is up to all of us to engage in dialogue of substances in equal partnership between indigenous Biafra people and their political elite that are absolutely committed to actions and paving the way for agreement making. I am now socializing the report from the election across, and we are using it as a tool for dialogue and to take action on critical issues that need to be reconciled. To overcome a systematic inequalities and discrimination, it is here in Biafra land that I feel the door has opened to really allow those to take effect. The Biafra government in exile has been constructive about working together. Next week, I will be convening a ministerial roundtable with the cabinet, consider how it can be a vehicle for change in the situation and in quest for Biafra exit. I am confident this discussion will lay the groundwork for the dialogue at all levels and advance the right and the well-being of Biafra people and our nation's history. I really believe that this relationship we are forming our commitment from the Biafra Liberation Army, others to engage in genuine reconciliation. The time has come that this must be, and now we move forward. Let me finish by saying I am under no illusion of how hard the path ahead will be, and that our people will only believe that reconciliation is real when the government and other indigenous Biafra carries their weight, go beyond words, and genuinely act. Do all that they can in their power and privilege to change people's life. We are ready to work with Igbo elders if they repent. We are ready to work with Igwes in Biafra land if they repent. We are ready to work with elite if they repent. Mind you that we have built a strong security structure within the Biafra territory. What we must reconcile is immense. In my own life, I have seen how history of nation has ripped families apart, destroyed lives, and trapped women, children, and families in endless circle of poverty. But I have perhaps seen something even more powerful. When indigenous and non-indigenous family members come together to heal from pains, to accept brutal histories, believing that unity, love, and care is greater than energy generated by the anger of division and differences. It is those moments that I have been part of when we cry, hurt, laugh, and share, which can only be described as the spirit of reconciliation. It is time we reflect this humanity, all of who we are, in the structures and the potential of the Biafra nation. You are welcome home to join us, and let us liberate ourselves from Nigeria. May God bless you. May God bless Biafra. May God bless the elders that want me dead. May God bless Ohaneze that placed bounty on me. The time to put our differences aside is now. Those who feel that I am a monster, I am not a monster. I'm only a good guy who have come to make sure that everything is done, that you leave Nigeria and leave perpetual bondage. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless Biafra. Looking forward to seeing how we go forward from now on. Airborne!
are saying we want to be free, it is not only Biafra that is going to be free this year. A lot of nations will break. Nigeria is going to break into pieces. And we, the Biafra people, are going to make it possible. I am telling you now, it is not a hidden thing. It is going to happen this year. Those of you who are planning to have election in 2023, which is next month, you are going to fail. We will disappoint you and you will disappoint yourself. Fail. We will disappoint you and you will disappoint yourself.
All right, my wonderful people of Biafra, with full ground, you are all welcome. You are all welcome. Before we close this, let's just take one minute and say our closing remark. Make I start from down. Pastor Vam, are you there? Now you be this have been at your photo. Now picture have been a photo. We know they hear you.
Yes, so
okay, I bet we will just take what at least 15 minutes.
Now maybe this. Fellow Biafrans, you are. Yes, so
okay, I bet we will just take what at least. Who there?
Can you hear me now?
Okay,
the volume might not be volume. But can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. My volume was down. Fellow Biafrans, we thank you for staying put and we're waiting through this State of the Nation address by our spokesperson. You can all see the spirit of Biafra is the spirit of love, is the spirit of oneness, is the spirit of reconciliation, is the spirit of restoration. It's not the spirit of vengeance. We don't want the head of our brother. We don't want the head of our sister. We don't want the head of any Biafran. All we want is the restoration of the kingdom of heaven on earth. We must join hands together and make it happen. Thank you very much, fellow Biafrans. Thank you, my fellow comrades. Airborne! We move.
All right, in there, Mazi Shooks, you did there. I've been at your photo.
Now me, I did here.
Okay.
Thank you, my beloved brother. Sorry, initially I couldn't be able to speak because I had some issues with my set here. So that's why I couldn't be able to speak.
That's not the thing they do now. Sometimes you go to behave somehow.
So, my fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that is watching. More especially, I appreciate my comrades who have been here holding things and making sure that things are working. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every single one of us. It has become very, very clear. You see, each time we hear from our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, certain things that is not clear to you begin to be clear. Certain things, questions you ask, that just like Mazi NNAMDI, certain times when Mazi NNAMDI kind of broadcast, you see that it will seem as if that you planted some question in him to answer. And after his broadcast, every single question you have in your mind will be answered. And I can tell you, the broadcast of Mazi Simon Ekpa this very minute answered a whole lot of questions in the mind of the Biafran people. I conduct my program, I read the messages, I read the comments, some people write me privately, I see the questions they ask. Every single question, including the one myself have been asking, was answered excellently. And that is how you know those who have been appointed for the job. When you hear that somebody is chosen, that is how you know the people who are chosen. When Mazi Simon Ekpa tells you that he goes to the heart of Mazi NNAMDI to look information and give you, this is it. When you hear that Chukwu Okike is the one piloting the affair of Biafra, this is it. You see, the gateway is open once again for everybody. Nobody's exempted. Those of you who have been looking for consultation, the time has come. The door is wide open. If you're a Biafran and you were able to make it this far, if you are a Biafran, autopiloted, and you are able to make it this far, even if you're not autopiloted, but you're a Biafran, in your heart, deep in your heart, you're a Biafran, and you are able to make it this far, after hearing this very state of the nation today, and you still remain the same, I can tell you that you are irredeemable and we can't help you. But for those who are willing and ready, the people that has the blood of Biafra flowing in their vein, the chosen one, After listening to this very broadcast today, you will never ever remain the same. And you will have no reason to doubt where we are going. You can't be asking those questions anymore. If you have not been seeing Biafra for a few days, after this broadcast, you will see Biafra clearer than ever. I say, may Chukwu continue to strengthen our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Continue to give him that 1,000 men wisdom. There are certain things he has said in the past that I begin to see the answers to those things. There are certain things he said. Some people would think it's an exaggeration. When he said 50 men in one, every day that draws closer, you see why he says what he says. You see answers to the questions that you ask. I say, may Chukwu continue to guide and protect him and secure him. And every one of us in the media that is still standing up today, every one of us in the media that is standing up to today, I can assure you that your crown is waiting for you. The same thing with the Umuada who are doing marvelously well on their own side, taking the bullet, doing things unimaginable. Their crown is waiting for them. Every Biafran that is alive today in this present day, you will see Biafra and you will raise the flag. Nobody can stop you. Our supreme leader, Mazi Kanu, wherever he is, I call him our spiritual leader. He's not just a leader, he's also our spiritual leader. Whatever happens, he is very much aware. And I can tell you, in his spirit, wherever he is happy with us. And he will definitely join us. No weapon formed or fashioned against any Biafran shall prosper. Chukwu have opened the gate wide, and we are going home. Fellow Biafrans, as you go to sleep tonight, rejoice. Thank Chukwu in your own language. If you know the way you can be able to rejoice, rejoice. If you can shout, shout. If you can cry, cry. If you can dance, dance. Victory has come. Thank you, my beloved brothers. I remain blessed.
Thank you, and thank you once again. All right. Who I want to call? Okay, Mazi Akparawa, you did there? I've been okay. Mazi Battle Cry.
Thank you for having me in the show today. And one thing I want to thank every one of us here is that our blood has not gone cold, and we are still fighting without the reservation of any energy. And the God who has brought us thus far will continue to lead us until we get to our promised land. We can thank God, excuse me, cannot thank God enough, and because what we are seeing now, we are just at the path of victory. You know, what has started is approaching to successful conclusion. And for the fact that we have our spokesperson who always come here and give us intel, the strategies, how the things are going. He have a very good heart. As you can see, he has forgiven those who call his head, who call his life to death, who placed something on him. What we should be doing now is see how we can forgive everybody who has offended us, who has argued our vision. You see, when you have vision and nobody is arguing or tackling or is against that vision, know that your vision is meaningless. But as far as you are pressing a vision, pursuing a vision, someone by the corner, left or right, center, is attacking you, know that you are in a good shape. In fact, you are good to go and to achieve that vision. So when a vision is being tackled and attacked here and there, know that that vision has a fruit to yield. You understand me? So when the attacks are our spokesperson, one thing we must have in mind is that a man without enemy has no great value, because someone never has a great value. That's why they're attacking him. and some are attacking him genuinely, some are attacking him ignorantly, some are attacking him, unknowingly. But at the end, that is all I want to say for now. I thank all who have made a comment, who have supported in this movement in one way or the other. This time now is not the time of listening to anyone who is talking negative. For anyone to talk negative, just overlook it and move forward. That is what I want to drop here. Thank you very much for having me. God bless you.
Okay. They were so Biafrans, we are going home. That's all I will tell you. Remember, we will always listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa. We are likely to come back again this night. That is who fit. But we are coming back. Me, I am sure I will come back. Even if not 30 minutes, I will come stay here for line. So we will come back. Mazi Sonny Aparawa cannot talk now because he's in one big office like that. One big office. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's a shop for anywhere. So Biafrans, that is by the way, we are going home. Goodbye from here.